Chencho and the Message in the Bottle. 1 week after finding the lost treasure of Padre Island, Chencho couldn't stop thinking about the mysterious bottle they had discovered on the beach. Inside was an old map. Unlike the treasure map, this one contained only a single destination: Black Gull Lighthouse, a lighthouse that no longer appeared on modern maps. Curious, Sergio decided to investigate. With Chencho riding comfortably in his travel seat inside the Black Ram 1500, the pair set off on another adventure. After several hours of driving along the Texas coast, they arrived at a tiny fishing village. Most of the residents were elderly. When Sergio asked about Black Gull Lighthouse, the villagers exchanged nervous glances. One old fisherman finally spoke. The lighthouse should have disappeared years ago. Sergio frowned. What do you mean? The fisherman pointed towards the ocean. A storm damaged it decades ago. But some nights, people still see its light. Chencho's ears perked up immediately. The map led them to a small island offshore, so they rented a boat. As they approached, fog rolled across the water. Soon the lighthouse appeared, tall, silent, abandoned, or at least it should have been, because its light was shining, slowly turning, watching the sea, watching them. Once they got to the lighthouse, inside they discovered old journals, rusted keys, ship logs, rescue records from long ago. One journal belonged to a lighthouse keeper named Samuel Reed. The final entry read, "The light is not warning ships away. It is protecting an old secret." Chencho tilted his head. Something about the lighthouse felt important. The first time Sergio had ever seen him so confused. Near the top of the lighthouse, Chencho discovered a loose floorboard, and hidden underneath was a small metal box. Inside the box were an antique compass, a photograph, and a second map. The photograph showed Samuel Reed standing beside a mysterious boy, and written on the back were the words, "If we get lost, follow the stars." Suddenly, the lighthouse began shaking, not violently, but enough to make dust fall from the ceiling. Lightning flashed outside, and the lighthouse beacon began spinning faster and faster and faster. The entire tower vibrated. Then something incredible happened. A beam of blue light shot into the sky. It stretched across the horizon like a giant arrow. Chencho stared in amazement. The beam seemed to be pointing towards another destination, another mystery, another adventure waiting to be discovered. The storm passed quickly. The lighthouse grew quiet. As Sergio and Chencho prepared to leave, they looked back one final time. The fog rolled across the island, slowly covering the tower. By the time the fog cleared, the lighthouse seemed different, older, almost as if it had returned to sleep. Neither Sergio nor Chencho had a word, but both knew they had uncovered an important secret. Back in the fishing village, the locals listened carefully as Sergio explained what they had found. The old journals were donated to a local museum. Historians were excited to learn more about the lighthouse and its keeper. Everyone agreed that Chencho deserved much of the credit. After all, he had found the hidden floorboard, he had discovered the secret room, and he had led Sergio to every important clue. The little dog happily accepted extra treats as his reward. As the sun began setting, Sergio and Chencho walked along the beach one last time before heading home. The sky glowed orange and gold. Waves rolled gently onto the shore. Chencho rested beside his best friend. "You know," Sergio said with a smile, "I have a feeling this won't be our last adventure." Chencho wagged his tail. Then something shiny washed onto the sand. A small wooden star. Attached was a note. Sergio carefully unfolded it. It read, "Thank you for finding our secret." Beneath the message was a tiny map, a map leading somewhere new. somewhere neither of them had ever been. Chencho barked excitedly, and Sergio laughed. The adventure wasn't over. In fact, it was only just beginning. The end.